I remember a match in 2016. Tottenham, I think, ran 6 more miles than Manchester
Yeah, but also
City.
we play, eh? Also we play. In possession, we were one of the best team in possession. I think that sometimes is,
It's
tricky. It's tricky, this situation. We say, oh, only we run. No. We play. Football is with the ball, of course, but it's another phase that also we need to be strong, and for that we need to suffer.
My guest today is one of the most charismatic coaching minds in football, a man motivating master craftsman with a black belt in empathy, who builds his projects with a meticulous passion. In his playing days, he was a long-haired centre-back, a bloke annoyingly impossible to win a header against. As a coach, he's become a clean-cut, big-picture tactical thinker and a true club culture builder. On the eve of his first real game as manager of your Chelsea Football Club, it is so bloody good to say, welcome back to the Premier League, Mr. Mauricio Pochettino.
Thank you very much.
It's so bloody good to see you here in Philadelphia amidst the chaos of the pre-season, Chelsea playing and winning across the nation, huge crowds. Is it surprising, America's love of the Premier League, or has it just become normal?
Oh, no surprise. Myself, I think for the experience in the past, I think the MLS was giving to the fans the test of soccer. Of course, with the Premier League, with the teams. Here, I think the fans, are amazing and they love this game. I think they are enjoying a lot with us and us enjoying with our fans.
Mauricio, the last time you and I spoke, you were manager at Tottenham Hotspur, a 5-year stay filled with moments of alchemic magic and memory-soaked joy. After a year break from the touchline, you were back as head coach of Paris Saint-Germain. What have you learned since you left the Premier League in 2019? How are you a different gent to the last time we saw you on English sidelines?
Yeah, we are older now. I think we miss a lot the Premier League, the organization and everything. But in the same time, we were involved in a different country, in France, in a club like Paris Saint-Germain, that make us to adapt in a different context. And that experience, I think, make us much better, not only in football, in tactics, if not in experience in how to manage in different countries with different culture, different language. And of course, we had a squad with Messi, with Mbappe, with Neymar, that also provide us a good background, a good experience, to translate after to different clubs, like in that case, like Chelsea, that trust in us, and of course, add our knowledge to Chelsea.
Since you left PSG, July of last year, your life's been quite busy. You got to see your younger son, 22-year-old Mauricio, sign for third-tier Spanish side Gimnastic de Tarragona, just down the coast from Barcelona, city close to your heart from the Espanyol days. And you even got one of football's rare experiences, a family vacation back to Japan, the nation of your World Cup final appearance in 2002.
Yes.
But you've had almost 12 months out of the game. Mauricio, what's that like for you, a gent of so much passion, to be separate from his main one, football?
Yeah, it was tough. At the same time, it was to stop the ball and to say, okay, we need to do different things, like you said, being with my family, doing different things like visiting Japan. Things like this that maybe when you are younger, maybe you don't think too much, but I think to provide the family this time is a joy, it's a treasure. And of course, yes, was nice, but in some time we miss a lot of football, being involved. Every time when you watch a game, it was like, oh, I would like to be there, we should be there. Yes, it was tough, but I think right the moment now that be involved, and now we are so busy, and now complain because we are so busy. Sometimes that happens, no?
Where else do you look to outside of football in that time for inspiration? I know you love rugby, I know you love golf. Are there any sports, books, arts, other football managers in that 12 months that gave you new ideas?
Well, of course, watching football, I think watching the player do things on the pitch, always you you can, think and imagine the different situation that can happen, no? And then the player inspire us, no, the coaches. But of course, different sports also can provide things that maybe we can use and translate on the training. Like I think rugby is in the way that they act like a team, the psychology, and then all the new technology to adapt in football, the data. Today is many things that we can use, thinking in how we adapt to our sport that is very special because it's a special sport.
As we all know too well, though, the world of football will always pull you back in, like Michael Corleone. And clubs across Europe were interested in your services. But Chelsea was the project that you chose. And we began to hear you were the front runner for this job in April. There were a number of other managers interviewed at the same time as you. And you joked about asking in your first interview if you needed to convince Chelsea or if Chelsea needed to convince you. How do you view the interview process? What was the most important question that you asked the club?
But that is the first question, no? Who is going to convince who, I think both sides, I think it was important for us to understand the project of Chelsea and for Chelsea to know myself and how we work. And then it's not only to have an interview or to talk about the project, it's not about to be sure that after, in the moment that we sign the contract, it's going to happen. Because in football sometimes happen that, yes, we can talk a lot, but after, from both sides, it's difficult to follow what we were talking and to do the thing that is really matter. And sometimes many promise and then difficult to put there on the table. And I think it was good because it was a good chat, good meetings, and to understand Chelsea, and Chelsea understand in the way that we work. And of course, after we match and we sign a contract, and we are here now.
The ultimate goal of any managerial appointment is trophies, building a sustainable vision. But the Premier League's become an impatient place. 16 managers were fired in England in the top flight. And you've said that at a club like Chelsea, you can't afford to plan too far down the road. You need to deliver immediately in the short term, and that's critical to building future success. Mauricio, can you tell us how you find that balance and how you and the Chelsea board have outlined success for Chelsea in your first season?
I think the mentality is more important. The message is the most important also. I think we cannot arrive to a club like Chelsea and say we need time to build. We cannot give the message to the player that we have on the squad that, okay, we are going to have excuses if we not win. And we need time if we not perform. I think the most important is that we need to create the excitation and the pressure from the beginning. Even if we have an young squad, they need to live with that, And after, if we do everything to try to win and we cannot arrive there and achieve what we want, okay, we need to analyze why and maybe, to take some decision. But I think the most important in a club like Chelsea, the most important is because of the history, we cannot arrive and say, well, we need time, 1, 2, 3 transfer window, 1, 2, 3 years, to build something. We need to build and be competitive and win. That is the idea.
I loved what you said about Chelsea's pattern of hiring and firing managers. You've said that you love the risk. It fills you with adrenaline. It's like the Squid Games nature of it all. For most human beings, it's normal to feel a fear of failure. What do you do with that fear, Mauricio?
I don't feel that about the risk to fail. I think it's part of the game, but I think we are so positive, and
you don't feel it at all humanly. You don't brood on that. It's not even something that you.
In football, no. In another part of my life, maybe yes. I am human also, but in football, no. I not feel fears of fail. Because I think it's all in your mind. I think the attitude that you need to transmit to not only to your people, if not the opponent, is so important. They need to feel that you are strong, that you are confident, you trust in yourself. That is really important. The message to the opponent when you already build your confidence and your trust. If not, if that is fake, it's easy for the people, for the opponent, read that is not consistent and it's not strong enough, the basis, no?
One of the attributes that you've been praised for as a manager is your ability to build a squad, to assemble, to unite the pieces. And this Chelsea squad is full of young talent. It's also still enormous, a squad that lost its way in last season's campaign of disruption, finished in 12th place. This summer, 16 players have already been moved on. How do you go about separating the players that you want to be there from the players that you don't? How do you make that decision?
Well, first of all, I want to clarify that it's not myself, it's my team. It's all the coaching staff, plus the staff that we find in the club, like Chelsea, that we work all together to try to create that atmosphere and dynamic on the team. Yes, of course, it's many changes, and if we talk about numbers, it looks massive. But I think we start from zero. We don't have any thought about the past. We don't talk about the past. We don't know what happened in the past. We don't want to know what happened in the past. We want to build from when we start, the 1st of July, and start to work in Coban and start to believe in what we can add to the team and to the people, of course, to add to the club. And of course, we already have experience. It's going to be a massive challenge, because this is a challenge, because to compete for win in England is so difficult, because it's too many good teams and clubs and clubs that came from a period of very established way to work. But I think we are confident in the history of Chelsea, in the power of the club, and I think it's going to help with the fans to build something special. And the possibility to win this season is going to be tough, but I think we need to believe in all is possible.
Let's get into your vision in those first days at the club, your methodology. Your teams have always been a picture of working for one another, hard running, fighting spirit, la grinta. I remember a match in 2016, Tottenham, I think, ran 6 more miles than Manchester
Yeah, but also
City.
we play, Also we play. In possession, we were one of the best teams in possession. I think that sometimes is tricky. It's tricky, this situation. We say, only we run. No. We play.
But we'll get to the buccaneering side of things. I do want to hear about the style of football for Chelsea. But in the first weeks of your pre-season, it is about fitness. Your players used to talk about how hard you ran them in training, double trainings, triple trainings. There's a player, Pablo Osvaldo, who said at times you want to kill him simply because he makes you suffer like a dog. But in the end, you get the right results. I'm fascinated. These physical sessions, is this you introducing yourself and your values to your players? You're making a statement to them about what you expect?
Today in football, modern football, I think to keep possession, you need to have good legs, you need to run because you need to move to create the spaces, the angles, and line the pass to keep the possession, because the opponent is going to press high, is going to run, they are so powerful. That is why if you don't build the physical condition and in the path to play, in possession, and to have the ball, I think it's difficult. Maybe in the past was different, but in the past 30, 40 years ago. But now when you see Manchester City that won the Premier League and the Champions League, they only not have good or fluid dynamic with the ball in possession. If not, when they don't have the ball, look at De Bruyne, look at Bernardo Silva, they can cope with 12 and a half case, running. And that is so important to understand. Football is with the ball, of course, but it's another phase that also we need to be strong, and for that we need to suffer and to have good mentality, and to be will to do.
In addition to the physical expectations, you're a manager who values culture highly, mutual respect, team unity. When I spent time with you at Tottenham, I saw how you made handshakes mandatory for the players first time they saw each other, or any member of staff, from the janitor to the director of football. And I'm fascinated how you take a culture like Chelsea, and Frank Lampard taught last season at the end about how divided the locker room was, how you can take a team that lacks culture and build the emotion, that unity that you demand.
But it's not compulsory, wasn't compulsory in Tottenham. I think it's more about respect, about to human being, to link with your teammate. On the end, we spend, like now we are spending 24 hours altogether. And then you need to create this link, that emotional link that make you after to defend, outside the pitch, is inside when we play, and to have this desire to help your teammate. And only you can create if you have this empathy with your teammate, and your teammate.
How do you create that? Because I remember walking around with you, you had the best high five of anyone, made the perfect sound, the perfect pop. But how do you can't just tell players to be friends, to be united.
That is the way that you act, when we are right to Chelsea, and on the end, because we need to act like leaders, and the leadership you show with the example. And it's not only me, all the coaching staff, we act because we feel that we need to act like this, because it's in the way that we love to live our life. And of course, it's only to translate, and step by step you build, this relationship, and then it's contagious. All these things are contagious, even the positive with the negative. But that you need to be consistent also in your behavior, and you cannot fail. That is important to. You cannot fail in the way that you treat the people, the player, the staff, and everything, because you are being just in every single action. If you don't feel, it's difficult, because you can act 1, 2, 3 days, but on the end you are going to fail. That's important to feel that is your nature.
You had a strong reaction when I missed out the style of football that you played, as well as the running intensity. And we saw at Tottenham how over time your team evolved from high intensity out of possession into a team that was truly buccaneering, in possession, on the ball. So in terms of footballing style, what kind of football can we expect to see your Chelsea assert on the field?
Well, I think we are building now, step by step, all the areas. I think be solid is the most important now, to be solid in the way that we are going to defend. And then we want to be really, really proactive and defend high with the line defensive so high, to try to play in the opposite half. I think it's many things that we need to build step by step. I think, we are going to play football how we feel. We are aggressive, we are brave, apply the common sense in every single situation, but they need to feel confident and be free, because also we love that they express their talent, and not be too rigid, and be flexible. And we want a team that manage all the situation very natural.
Last season was one of footballing constipation for Chelsea. So many attacking pieces, yet to gel. Just 38 goals across the Premier League campaign. As you're approaching that challenge of creating and converting, Christopher Nkunku just arrived from Leipzig, $67 million. Can you tell us what Chelsea fans should expect from him?
Christophe is a fantastic player. I think it's a very good job from the club to sign him. I think he's a player that can play in different positions, number 10, number 8, or 7, 11, or 9. He's an amazing player. I think he's a talented player that can be important for Chelsea in the future.
Mauricio, you're a different man than when we last saw you in the Premier League. But the Premier League is also a different place. Newcastle's rise, Manchester City's monopoly, Arsenal alive again, everybody doing well apart from Everton. I'm interested to know from your perspective, in what ways do you feel the Premier League's changed since you last competed in it, and the new challenges that need your thinking?
Agree with you all that we need to say that Premier League is the best in the world. But you say Newcastle, but it was Leicester. Brighton was Southampton. Like we can say, Aston Villa was Everton. No, but it's true. It's only changed names. Of course, the top 4, the top 6, United, City, of course, Chelsea last season, or Tottenham, but always they are going to be there. But I think always was tough. The Premier League, from the first day that we arrived here, was tough when we arrived to Southampton, and always was increasing the level and going up. And now, of course, it's more than the last season, but always was tough to play and compete here.
Oh, so the names changed, the challenges remain the same. And Everton, please God, 17th place. Last question for you, Mauricio. On a personal level, you have some baptism as Chelsea manager in the Premier League. First game against Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, back in London. First public test for a project that you believe in. When you walk down that Stamford Bridge tunnel, You know, we project that all football managers are cool, calm, suave individuals who have complete control of their emotions. But you've told me you are also human beings. What emotions do you expect to experience on that day? Nerves, excitement, any fear?
No, when we compete, we are so calm and we are so relaxed because we need to translate to the player the confidence, the trust in all that we prepare is right, and we are ready to compete. From the beginning, when we started in Español, always was like this. The best day is when you compete, the match day. That is the day that we are more relaxed and we are more calm.
And then it's completely out of your hands.
Not in our hands, you know. Now is the moment that you need to be, I think, calm to analyze all that is going on during the game, because you need to give some tool to the player to help, because something is wrong and it's no work. That is why you cannot be nervous and so exciting and be focused, I don't know, and think that maybe are not going to help. You know, maybe help your image, but not help the team. That is a really important thing.
God bless. Mauricio, to you, your family, your club, to Jesus Perez in particular, it's great to be with you back again.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.